Hello everyone and welcome to the Tumbling Welts Up podcast. This is basically just a continuation of last episode, but we're talking about different things. So instead of talking about my history with gymnastics and some different opinions from other people, I'm going to be talking about some people that I thought were interesting from past years of gymnastics in the Olympics and people that I think are really interesting from just the past Olympics. And yeah. So just a little refresher of what we talked about last time. We basically just talked about why some people think gymnastics isn't a sport, and we brought in an opinion from someone, and I basically just kind of threw some shade on them. Not gonna lie, I was pretty upset as to why they thought gymnastics wasn't a sport, because I put a lot of hard work into gymnastics. And I also talked about why I switched from gymnastics to trampoline and tumbling, and yeah, that was pretty much it. We also basically talked about the fundamentals of gymnastics, and yeah, it was a pretty fun episode. I really enjoyed it. And this episode we're going to be talking about different gymnasts, so grab a snack, do whatever you want, get comfortable, because we're going to be talking about some history here and just some life about past gymnasts and present gymnasts. So yeah. So, in our first part of the podcast, we're going to be talking about gymnasts from the past, and those are going to be Shannon Miller and J.C. Phelps. Shannon Miller was born March 10th, 1977 in Missouri, so she is a native Missourian, and she won 7 Olympic medals and 9 world championship titles. She did not have a specialty, but became very versatile because of that, and most of the time coaches would encourage their athletes not to become a specialist at a certain event, because it's going to take away the ability for them to become, really well known or just win certain titles, so yeah. But in 1994, she lost the gold all around because someone in America took that from her, and that person's name is Dominique Dowse, but, if anything, Shannon just became more competitive and wanted to get gold in all around next time. So yeah. Next, we're going to be talking about J.C. Phelps, and her hometown was Greenfield, Indiana, and she was born September 26, 1979. We got a September buddy here. She was a gold medalist and an individual event world championship finalist at the 1996 Summer Olympic Games. She started training for her advanced Olympic career at age 4, and her coach was Mary Lee Tracy. But at age 11, she moved to an elite gym, and only 7 out of the many girls competing for a spot on the team made it. And there was actually a TV documentary made about her journey in the elite gymnastics world, and it was called The Magnificent Seven, and it basically documents her journey of becoming one of the Magnificent Seven at her elite gym. And yeah, I'm really interested in watching it. I think it's going to be really good. So yeah, if you guys want to watch it, that's fine, and tell me your thoughts about it. I would love that. That'd be super cool. So yeah. So part 2 of this podcast is going to be gymnasts from the 2000s, and in particular Svetlana Korkina and Shawn Johnson. Svetlana is considered the best gymnast of the 1900s and 2000s, and she was the first gymnast to win all 3 all-around titles at the World Championships in 1997, 2001, and 2003. She created a lot of new moves to accommodate her height and strength. And just think about it, having your own move for each apparatus would be so cool, because you'd have an advantage as compared to other gymnasts because they don't have their own move, and it would just be a lot easier to compete on that apparatus, I would think. But anyways, you didn't come here to hear me rant, so whatever. As I said, she created at least one move per apparatus, and this is more than any other male or female gymnast has ever created. which is just very cool. And now we're going to move on to Shawn Johnson, and she goes by the nickname SJ, and her hometown is West Des Moines, Iowa. I did not know that's how you pronounced West Des Moines. She won a gold medal for beam in 2008 and was a winning contestant for Dancing with the Stars in 2009. After this, she began training for the 2012 Olympics, but her Olympic journey came to a quick close due to the complications with a surgically repaired knee. And just... Gymnastics is a really hard sport because you have so much pressure going on all the bones in your body because of, like, how difficult the skills are and how pressure-inducing the skills are. And you have to learn all these different rollouts and all these different safety rules in order to prevent certain injuries. And I've had to learn all of them, and it's just really complicated and challenging to have to remember all of them. But, you know, you learn. So, yeah. And last but not least, like everybody's favorite, we're going to be talking about the gymnasts from the present, meaning like the 2020 Olympics. We're going to be talking about Jordan Chiles and Suni Lee. Everybody knows about Simone Biles, so we're not talking about her. Jordan Chiles is a 5'5" gymnast and the daughter of Timothy and Gina Chiles. Her favorite things include being able to hang out with her friends and doing skills that other people may not be able to do without years of training. That's also my favorite thing to do. At the 2021 Winter Cup, she won gold on all-around vault and the floor exercise. She was also part of the Olympic silver medalist team in Tokyo 2022, if you were unaware. Suni Lee, her full name is Sunisa Lee. She is a senior gymnast born in St. Paul, Minnesota, and at the Tokyo Olympic Games, she came in first in the all-around, which is so amazing because Simone Biles had to take herself out of the competition for mental health reasons, and Suni Lee just came out on top, which is just so freaking cool. She began training at the Gymnastics Center north of St. Paul, and by age 12, she had reached the highest women's gymnastics level that the USA Gymnastics ran. That is just so amazing. She must have worked so hard. After the Olympics, she went to Auburn University on a gymnastics scholarship. So, yeah. That is all for this podcast episode. I really hope that you all enjoyed listening to the facts about these different gymnasts. I know it's not maybe the most interesting thing to listen to, but to me, I think it's really interesting because I've been doing gymnastics pretty much my whole life, and I didn't really find an interest in any other sport, but learning about different gymnasts and their experience with the sport just helps me find an appreciation for the sport that maybe I never really thought of before, and I hope that maybe helps you find an appreciation for the sport. And maybe, like I said before, it can encourage you to take a gymnastics lesson once or twice, maybe more. Have a good day.